Good evening, everyone. It is January 10th, 2023, over here on the Pacific Coast, about to turn into January 11th. What you're looking at is just a 2 hour chart of the ES. These are the full sessions. Before we get into what I'm looking for tomorrow, let's just go over what we had today. Um, in yesterday's video, I mentioned what I was looking for was a hold of this red zone here, and that is what we had around the pre-market, and then retesting it around 10 o'clock or so. And we got back above the pivot and closed at the highs right around 47, kind of near that weekly open. And now I did think we would test monthly VWAP, which was sitting, I believe, at 77 at the time. Now it's ramped up to 82. I did think we would get into there. During the middle of the day, I was thinking 35 to 45 would kind of cap us. We closed with a high of the session, I believe, at 43-ish. So that was kind of our high of the day area. Um, let's get into a little bit more detail as to what I'm looking for tomorrow. Um, and let's get into the volume so we can get a better idea. Let's get into this chart over here. A little bit messy, but just stay along with me here. Monthly VWAP at 83s. You have value area high developing right around that key 14 level, that 39.14 level, which you should be familiar with at this point. And the standard deviation 2 of that value area coming in at 36. And that was partly why I thought 35 to 45 would cap us. And it did kind of a good job even towards the end of the day. Now, if we get above that number, I think price will tend to explore a bit above, just like how we had that on Friday. We started to explore above and even continue into Monday before distributing at the highs and selling off. So, on a higher monthly outlook, I do think we're entering into this more explorative range to the upside. Let's narrow that down now to the weekly. Again, the blue lines, you're looking at the same thing, regular value area and the standard deviation 2 of that. We're getting into value area high. I think if we pop this 45 area, we should get into this 60 area. And if we do, once again, push above, I think we get into this gap up here and maybe get some selling around 97. We can bring this down to a lower time frame, although I don't think that's necessary right now. You can see our high of the day came in at 43-ish. We closed at 41, right around that weekly open, so we've just made a nice round trip. So what am I actually looking at for tomorrow? We're a few minutes into the video. What am I looking at for tomorrow? Here we go. Uh, in general, I want to be short below 15-ish. That just being, again, that monthly value area high. I think we lose it. I think we lose these bids in 15s and the 97s. Value area low on the weekly, that standard deviation 2 weekly value area low coming in at 39.03. I believe the full ETH sessions are even lower, yeah, around 99. So I think if we start to lose that value area high, that developing value area high, we come into this 97 area, we lose that, lose 88s, and we start traveling down at least into monthly VWAP around 82, 83. But really, I think we start testing the 73, 60 area and perhaps lower. So to me, bulls need to hold this key 97 to 15 area once again, which might be a large ask. Holding it, developing and holding it on Friday, holding it during the overnight, holding it again during the RTH around 10:30. Um, to the upside, I do want to be long around 44 just to get that move above that weekly value area high, which is again sitting around 43-ish. I think it's a little bit different. 45 on the RTH sessions, so 43, 45. I want to be long above that value area high for a move into that 60 area. I think we end up running the highs again. We'll be outside of weekly standard deviation 2 value area as well as on the monthly, and I think we get into that gap and start looking at a possible short at 96 half. So that's what I have for you guys. Shorting 14, 15, that's kind of 97 area, 88 area. Perhaps we find a bid around that 80, this kind of 80-ish area. However, really, I think we start coming into the 73 to 60 areas if we do lose this 15 to 97. On the upside, I want to be long at 44 for a move into the 60 zone, which you might have some trapped longs liquidating, but I do think we ultimately get into the gap and into this 4,000 spot. Hope that helps. That's all I have for you guys. If there are any updates to that will be posted to Twitter pre-market per usual. Have a good night.